Don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. This is the State of the Saints podcast post-game show. The New Orleans Saints lose to the Houston Texans by a score of 20-13, dropping the black and gold to 3-3, a 500 team. They have a game coming up this Thursday versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, a very short week. But Who Dat Nation, this is like, I'm really struggling to trying to figure out what I can really say to you all today. I'm really trying my best to try to figure out exactly what needs to be said, because to be quite honest with you, I really don't know what to say at this point. That I think that I pretty much have said countless times, this team isn't winning nothing as long as Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael are a part of this coaching staff. As long as Dennis Allen is the head coach and as long as Pete Carmichael is the offensive coordinator, the New Orleans Saints will continue to struggle. We will continue to have a mixed bag when it comes to this team. We will continue to be a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to this team. The New Orleans Saints, in all honesty, if you look at the way that they're structured, you look at the roster they have, the coaching staff and all that other stuff, you would say, well, minus the coaching staff, but when it comes to the players, you would say that they have the best roster in the NFC South. That was one of the reasons why we all just felt that they would at least win the division. But when you look at this football team, it's pretty clear that the leadership of this team is the reason why this team continues to struggle, why we continue to have these shows, why we continue to be on this roller coaster of emotions when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are not a good football team, and it has nothing to do with the players that they have. They're not a good football team because this coaching staff are morons. Like, seriously, they are not good. They are a bunch of guys that are trying to act as if they're bigger than what they actually are. But in reality, all of these guys are just behind the scenes individuals. They are trying to make us believe that these guys have what it takes to lead our favorite team anywhere. But the jig is up. Like, I don't care who you try to hide. I don't care what news stories you try to hide or try to take away from the general public. I don't care how vanilla the responses are or the articles or the rhetoric that we read. You cannot hide the reality. And the reality is Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen are terrible. They're terrible in leadership roles. They are behind the scenes guys. They are not guys that should be thrust into the leadership role. And people get mad at me and they get mad at other Saints fans for saying stuff like this because I guess they feel like their allegiance is tied to being silent. I really don't understand that nonsensical rhetoric when it comes to the team. How can you look at this football team? Seriously, how can you look at this football team and blame any Saints fan for not believing in his football team? And speaking of reasons why you shouldn't believe in this football team, we got Dennis Allen at the podium with his clowning.
We missed a couple field goals today, which is uncharacteristic. Defensively, I thought we played poorly in the first half. They were better than we were in the first half of the game. That's for certain. Gave up too many explosive plays. We intercepted the ball and turned it right back over to them. We're gonna have the ball on the 41-yard line. So, just way too many mistakes and way too many, missed opportunities. And we have to, I told the team in there, like we've got to do a better job of, executing our jobs. And, if we're not executing our jobs, then we need to find somebody else that can execute those jobs. Doesn't matter who you are. So.
Does that include him? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, there were some things at the line of scrimmage that we missed. More from a route concept than from a protection standpoint. So.
Was active today, but was he obviously?
Yeah, look, he was dealing with the groin, so he was going to be the emergency 8th offensive lineman in the game.
Like the last one.
Correct.
Why do you think the offense still at this stage is having things like
Yeah,
that?
look, I wish I had the answer to that, because if I had the answer, we'd have it fixed. So, we just got to continue to keep looking at it, continue to keep working at it. It's an area that has to get better. It was good last week. It wasn't good this week. And, at the end of the day, that ends up costing you games. I felt like we were able to move the ball. I thought we moved the ball efficiently. I still feel like, in that we're moving the ball, and then all of a sudden we'll have some negative plays. I think we had a couple of holding calls down there in the red area, which got us into, first and long or second and long situations, and it's hard to overcome that. So I think penalties down there were a big deal. The first drive we end up, getting a negative play. As we get into kind of scoring position, or at least close to scoring position, we get a negative play, which puts us in 2nd and 14. We end up trying a long field goal there. So, there's certainly a lot of things that we have to clean up. Look, I think that's a big momentum change in the game. Again, we're going to take over possession around the 41-yard line, something like that. In their territory. And instead we give them the ball right back. And they're able to kind of, go down and capitalize on it. And so, I thought that was a big play in the game.
What do you see on the list for the one side?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I mean, obviously he pulled it left, so I think he just missed the kick.
In the second half, what were the Texans able to do in the first half to have such success running the ball?
Yeah, I don't think we did a good enough job of getting off blocks. I think they.
All right, that's enough for me, man. That's a wrap. That's a wrap for me. That's a wrap for me. I can't listen to that no more. It's pretty much the same old song and dance every single week. Nobody's buying what you're selling. Nobody believes in you. Nobody feels like you're the leader of this team. Nobody feels like you're going to be able to lead this team anywhere. I think we're pretty much on the same page when it comes to that. I'm just absolutely disgusted, Who Dat Nation. I'm just absolutely disgusted at what I'm seeing from this team and the fact that this entire organization, y'all about to get it from me today. This whole organization, all they care about is optics. All they care about is how things look, how it's perceived, instead of them actually looking at trying to create actual changes. Like, I really feel like the New Orleans Saints organization just feels that we're stupid. They feel like no matter what they bring out there, whatever they thrust out there, we are going to buy into it. We're going to continue to support it. We're going to continue to do what needs to be done, filing into the Superdome every single week. And they just think that we're just going to subject ourselves to this nonsense. Reality is, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This dude is not a good head coach. Pete Carmichael is not a good offensive coordinator. And why do they continue to try to make this thing work? I have absolutely no idea. Why is it that Dennis Allen continues to go to the podium willing to point fingers at what the defense does, but his offense, who only scored 30 points one time this season, before last week was averaging 15 points a game? And yet you still don't step to the podium and try to hold these guys accountable. You are the head coach of the football team. Your responsibility is not just defense. Your responsibility is the entire team. Offense, defense, special teams. And I told y'all this. I said the Saints are a reactive team, not a proactive team. As long as nobody is saying anything about them, as long as we are all cool what they're doing, everybody's okay, everybody's content, they're going to roll out what they did today. But when everybody was talking about Pete Carmichael and how he should be fired and how this guy isn't the answer, now all of a sudden we doing shovel passes like Andy Reid on the sideline. This is an inconsistent football team. I'm going to say this again. This is an inconsistent football team. And why do some of you try to beat the drum as if you're trying to say something that's compelling? Oh, man, y'all not real Saints fans. Man, the team, they doing their best. No, they're not. No, they're not. If you're a real Saints fan, you know for sure that this team is not doing their best. Chris Olave is on your football team. Michael Thomas, a former offensive player of the year, is on your team. Rashid Shaheed, every time you give this guy opportunities, he knocks them out of the park. This dude was on a jet sweep that most players probably would have got a loss of 3 or loss of 4 yards. He turned that into a 7-yard game. That punt that was called a deep pass down the field from Derek Carr that probably would have been intercepted, but Rashid Shaheed went up and got the ball. This guy literally does everything that you ask him to do, and he makes it happen, and yet you continuously don't find packages and don't find ways to continuously utilize this dude in a game. Why in the hell, if you got Rashid Shaheed, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, you got Alvin Kamara, Foster Moreau, why in the hell by the end of the first half is Taysom Hill leading your team in receptions? Why does he have 7 targets? I don't care if he did catch him. But this is what I'm talking about, folks. There's no rhyme. There is no reason behind any of this stuff that they're doing. The New Orleans Saints, literally, their coaching staff, Pete Carmichael, he literally, I feel like he just throws something out there and hope that it sticks. I don't know if he's listening to people on the sidelines or he's really just calling the ebbs and flows of the game. I don't know. But it just seems like to me, I don't know. Let's run a reverse. Yeah, that might work. A reverse. There is no rhyme, no reason, or anything. And yet some of you clowns will continue to cape for these losers. I just don't understand it. Why are you caping for these losers? Your allegiance to this team is not bound by completely ignoring ineptitude. I don't understand why some of you feel that way. I don't know if y'all just want to go against the grain. I don't know if it's just the fact that y'all actually believe what you believe. But if you actually believe what you believe, I do not want to talk football with you because clearly there's nothing I can learn from you. If anybody is okay with this, I don't care how long I've been a Saint fan since 1982, and I feel like I don't give a damn if you was a Saints fan since 1882. If you had a psychic reading in your mind and said the Saints are going to be made in 67, I don't care how long you've been rocking with them. If you okay with this nonsense, then I'm going to say what I said a couple weeks ago. You have conformed yourself to being what was the word I'm looking for? Complacent with ineptitude. You're complacent with ineptitude. This team is bad, and it's not because of these guys. If you put one of the most middle-of-the-pack head coaches on this football team, I guarantee you the Saints probably would have lost one game. These guys are losers. I don't care who watching this. They are losers. They are not real alpha male individuals. They do not really rule the team with an iron fist, and they have a losing mentality. Anybody that comes to this offense is a mere shell of themselves. People can talk about Derek Carr all they want to, but with a better coach, he probably would be playing better. Now, I don't know about the red zone stuff because he has sucked throughout his entire career in the red zone. Like, I don't know why we want to just pretend like he doesn't. He stinks. 0-3 in the red zone. You missing 29-yard field goals. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic that we have to subject ourselves to this nonsense that's called Saints football. This mixed bag that's called Saints football. But somebody right here watching this right now getting mad at me because I'm actually calling out what's actually real. That's the crazy thing about it. There's somebody right now that's watching this that knows what I'm saying is the absolute truth and still feel like just because they're not going to say it, guess what? I guess, man, he ain't no real Saints fan over there. Man, you got to root for the team, good, bad, and indifferent. Man, this team is pathetic. And it is not the players, it's the coaches. Like, you're not about to tell me it's not the coaches. You're not about to tell me that if you put better coaches on the sidelines, this team isn't probably a one-loss team. Dennis Allen is a loser. Pete Carmichael is a loser. I don't care who watching it from the Saints organization. The coaches that you selected are losers. And the Saints are going to continue to be losers as long as these guys are lurking the sidelines as a staff organization and crew. Now, you may be able to get another offensive coordinator, fine, but it's all going to come back down to the reality of coaching a game and the ebbs and flows of it. And how are you going to be able to respond? And every single time we've seen these guys on the sidelines, when it's nut cutting time, they have fall flat on their damn face. So how many times we going to have to subject ourselves to this? Like right now, people hoping and wishing and all that kind of stuff, that's getting you absolutely nowhere. These guys are who they are. And it's time for us to face the reality. They are who they are. I'm not trying to hear fluff ass articles talking about, well, the running game looked pretty good today, and this is why. I don't care. Did they win? Well, the offensive line, they looked absolutely great today. It wasn't that bad. Did they win? Like, seriously, all these damn fluff stories and talking about how things improved, I ain't seeing it on the field. All these, like, I'm tired of every single week people rolling out these fluff ass articles talking about the New Orleans Saints. Well, such and such was ranked 88.9 on Pro Football Focus. Did they win? That's all I want to know. Did they win? Stop trying to cape for this weak ass organization, caring more about optics than actually getting the right coaches and right professionals in place to put a product on the field that we all can enjoy. Bump all that. I don't care about that. I don't care who had a good Pro Football Focus rating. They lost. I don't care what the coaches said on the sidelines. They lost. I don't care who blocked the guy into the ground. Guess what? They lost. So all of that stuff is completely irrelevant because this is a 500 team, and I don't see no end in sight with an ineptitude. I do not. So miss me with these weak-ass articles that y'all doing to cape this team and trying to get in good graces with this team, because the reality is these guys are not very good. I don't care what film study you coming up with. It is not turning into victories. So to be quite honest with you, I do not care. I do not care. I don't care what people coming at me and say stuff like, well, you got something against Denzel. He lost the locker room and this, that. I do not care what you all say, because the reality is a lot of caping going on when it comes to this organization. And not many people keep keeping it 100. They throwing a brick and hiding their hand, and they wrapping it up in a big fluff ass bow. And if the reality is this is not a good football team. So if you want to hear about articles about people and, oh, this guy look good, check out this all 22 footage right here, I don't care. I don't care. Did they win? At the end of the day, did they win? If they didn't win, I don't care. I don't care. Because every article I'm seeing talking about people improving, the following week I see them getting their ass pancaked or getting slapped on the ground or getting punked out by the opposition. So I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not buying what you're selling. Like, call it for what it is, man. Like, call it for what it is. Like, you can't fake the funk over here. You can't fake the funk over here. The reality is this team is not good. So miss me with that nonsense. We got some donations I have to address. Thank you to everybody that donated. Prime says, I told y'all Carr is stable at 2.0. Fire DA. Look, Derek Carr didn't play bad today. Like, he didn't. He didn't play bad today. He did what he needed to do, but it's only so much you can do with these weak-ass play calls. Like, the dude threw the ball 50 times. He went over, he had almost 400 yards passing. There was a couple of times where he wasn't on the same page with Olave and Shaheed, but all that just comes from the fact that you're not doing what you need to do as an offense to make sure that these guys are on the same page. So that goes to the offensive coordinator. Let's see. We could have looked like this with Jameis for much less. Get Carmichael out of here. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the game probably would have been 20-20 if Jameis Winston was in the game. You won't be honest. Like, that punt that Derek Carr threw down the field. Like, you can like Jameis Winston or not, but Jameis would have caught that boy in stride. That would have been a touchdown. He had to literally slow down and catch a 50-50 ball that clearly he beat the dude. He beat the dude. It was supposed to be a deep pass down the field, catching that boy in stride and let the best man win. Let's see. Why he never talk about the offense is because he's soft. That's why. That's why. And that's one of the main reasons why I feel like he's not a leader. Because he can go ahead and chew out the defense and talk about what Zach Bond did, but he don't want to talk about what trash-ass Trevor Penning did, getting blocked on the ground with a guy that's probably weighs 60 pounds less than he does. Like, but we ain't going to talk about that, though. We're going to big up him. He's doing an outstanding job. He's doing an outstanding job making sure that the ground is nice and soft and letting the team know about it, because that's all he doing. Getting his ass flat pancake out there, but he's doing a good job. You got a lot of hope and belief in Trevor Penning at this point. Okay. In the words of my first coach, you can't win with him. Nah, you ain't winning with neither one of these guys. Clueless head coach who motivates absolutely no one. Like at the podium. I mean, anything about that like makes you feel like this team has what it takes so they can be able to right the ship. Like, this dude looked like he lost his best friend. And that's why I'm saying, like, there's no confidence, there's no swag, there's nothing that you can buy into as a fan. Like, there's nothing you can buy into as a fan. He is a loser. Like, he's a loser. Like, it's just that simple. Got the whole team looking like losers. Dude ain't never won nothing as a leader. So, division champ rosters with a Pop Warner coaching staff. The Saints, with better coaching, the Saints can be in, like, I'm talking about top 2, top 3 playoff position with better coaching. Let's see. DA sucks. P. Carmichael sucks. I'm not watching a game or spending any money on merchandise or on going to any games until they are fired. Well, Cool Sports, thank you very much for $4.99. Look, I like the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to continue to support the Saints, but like, I'm completely I'm completely emotionless when it comes to this team this year. Like I watch the game like I'm watching a movie right now. Like, you know how like you watch a movie you never seen and you like, okay, man, look, whatever happened has happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down, I'm ready for whatever. That's the way I feel about this team. Let's see, TJ. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. From St. Gabriel, Louisiana. Many of us are from Louisiana and the Gulf Coast, but this team drives us all crazy because they're not good. They're not good. The coaching staff is not good. This is not a good combination between coach and player. Poor execution, poor play calling, no discipline. There's no consistency with this team, and it comes down to coaching. Texans tried to hand us the game over and over, and we let it slip. I mean, got the interception. Zach Bond fumbles the football. That turns into a touchdown for the Texans. You got three red zone visits, come away with nothing for the most part. Miss a 29-yard field goal. I mean, it like wide open Chris Olave, they would have had about a good 15, 20-yard game. It's just embarrassing, man, the way that this team just completely falls flat on their face. Like, man, what they say, you know, ripping victory from the jaws of defeat, or ripping defeat from the jaws of victory, or whatever they call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. This team just find ways to lose. And when you finding ways to lose, man, I mean, you ain't got the right head coach. DA is 18-41 as a head coach. You are what your record says you are. Exactly. You can no longer say, oh, it was the Raiders. Oh, the Raiders is the reason why, you know, it was a bad organization. Yeah, well, we all was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but now that we see it, it's time for these boys to go. It's time for them to go. Or you're going to be somewhere squandering some of these good years that you still have some really prime talent. It's going to be another year wasted because you around here messing around with Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen, old no coaching asses. Let's see, folks caping for the team. Let's see, sounds like Ross Jackson. Nah, I don't talk about my boy Ross like that, man. Nah, I don't do my boy like that. Nah, I just feel like sometimes people care more about their position with the team more so than giving people the real deal. And, you know, and like I said, this ain't sour grapes or anything like that. Like, it's not. But if I have to lose a little bit of myself just to be able to get along, I'm just not going to do it, man. I'm just not. Like, I feel like as a person that covers the team, as a person that evaluates the team, your job is to be for the people, not for the team. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be about. The people are the ones that's investing their time in reading your articles and watching your content and supporting what you're doing. So to me, alienating your base at the expense of trying to cape for this team, like, thanks, but no thanks. Seriously, thanks, but no thanks. I'm well comfortable in knowing that I got everything that it takes to be a part and a member of the media. But the reason why I can't get certain things is because I'm real, you know what I'm saying? I'm true to myself. I can live with that. I can live with it because I know that it's not me. And if I just feel like if you're good at what you do, man, ain't nobody stop you from doing that. But I ain't caping for nobody. I ain't no cape. Look, ain't no Batman, ain't no Superman over here. I'm not a Cape Crusader. You get what I'm saying? Like, we going to keep it 100 over here. This team is not good. And anybody that's out here trying to make this thing work, to me, you're not doing a service to the people that support what the hell you're doing. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying how I feel when it comes to this. Your obligation is to the people that support you, not a bunch of people that are just trying to hide and trying to protect their own self-image, but in reality, everybody can see that they're having a tough run at it. I put the link down in the chat. I'm asking everybody to keep their comments to 5 minutes. And I will be enforcing this on this episode. So get in your thoughts and your views, and then we'll keep it moving from there. Let me go to TT says no crossing routes with two of the fastest receivers in the league, no routes in the middle with AK on the linebacker, Pete out here playing Sigma Bowl. I don't know what the heck he playing, but I think it's time for us to get this dude the hell up out of here. Straight up. I'm done with this. Like I'm done with watching this dude. If they like, I'm being real, and I want everybody to understand this. If they roll this dude out again, I won't say this. I won't say this on Thursday because it's a short week. But if they come back the following week after this Thursday game and Pete Carmichael still calling plays, that tells you everything they need to know about us as fans, because that tells you that they don't give a damn about what we think. And they're going to continue to do that. So I'll give them Thursday because it's a short week, and telling a guy to, okay, we're going to switch it up. We're going to let Ronald Curry call the play. Like that's too much of a tall ask coming off a short week. But if they do this after Thursday, then I'm telling you, man, like they just do not care. And for that, we shouldn't care. We shouldn't invest our money in these boys. We shouldn't be out here wasting our time on a product that is not giving us the best they can to give us the results that we look for. And I don't feel like that's too much saying that, because that's just the truth. All right, we're going to go to Josh. Josh, how you doing?
TJ, wow.
Yeah, man, it's pretty bad.
This is the game that did it in for me, man. And, I was thinking before the game started. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I'm just trying to plug in my laptop. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking before the game started that 3-2 is not necessarily a bad place to be, because all of the first 5 teams we faced have top 10 NFL defenses, right? Mm-hmm. But today we faced one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and look what he did. And like with all that Taysom Hill stuff, I mean, it was just desperate play calling. And TJ, I'm going to give you 2 choices. You can run Pete Carmichael out of town like his name was Carl Lewis, or you can fly him out of town like his name was American Airlines. It's your choice, man.
Man, I don't care how. Like, honestly, the way that boy looking, he don't even deserve me spending no money on no plane ticket, no train ticket. Like, literally, like, this dude should be on the back of a hen truck. Like, that's the way that I feel about him. Like, get this dude on the back of a hen truck. Like, he got to backpack it across the country for me, because this ain't it, man.
Well, and I mean, do you remember it's even worse than what we even thought, because do you remember what I said a couple of weeks ago, where I said, I think Derek Carr is starting to lose respect for Pete?
Yeah.
Did you see that little sideline action today?
I think the entire team, in my opinion, losing respect for him. I mean,
yeah, but did you see Derek Carr kind of going off on Pete?
Nah, I didn't see him going off on Pete Carmichael. I didn't see that.
He yelled at.
I mean, he played better, man. But at the same time, I mean, he ain't played to a point where I feel like he has anything to say. You 0-3 in the red zone, right? You 0-3 in the red zone, basically dinking and dunking, like holding on to the ball too long, not really recognizing the checkdowns. Like, I mean, he played he wasn't terrible today, but at the same time, like he didn't do anything that you just have to see, like, man, Derek Carr put this team on his back. Like, dude is a game manager at this.
Well, the problem with Pete, I don't want to get too far off my point here. The problem with Pete, and there's a bazillion problems with Pete, but this is just something I came up with today. I think Pete tries way too hard to fool the opposing defense. And like in the NFL, you really can't fool an opposing defense most of the time. They pretty much know what you're going to do. What you try to do as an offensive coordinator is disguise how you're going to do it. But Pete seems to be, with all this throwing deep on 3rd and 5 and throwing this Taysom Hill 7 times today, he keeps going into like a bag of surprises, but they don't work. Because he doesn't. Are you following what I'm saying? I'm kind of losing it here, but he doesn't really have like a real like strategy. He just tries to. I think he just tries too hard to trick the defense, and it almost never works. And it's like you said. He needs to be demoted at least to whatever job he wanted. If he stays within the Saints organization, I'm cool with that. But he is the main problem here, and he is really the only major problem we have. I know we've had problems with Carr and a couple other issues, but Pete is the only one that is truly a major issue. And I don't even want to hear this stuff about, well, firing a OC in the middle of the season doesn't work. First of all, it's not midseason yet. All right. Number two, if you bring up, I'm sorry, their names are escaping me right now, but if you bring up the running backs coach, Doug, you know how my brain does this. Right now, you'll have a crappy few games because of the transition, but then we might be able to salvage the second half of the season. That's if we fire Pete right now. Like if we fire him before next week. So that's where I'm at today, TJ. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think they're going to fire him anyway because once again, all this team cares about is optics. You know, we want to make sure that, you know, we take care of our team, and we want everybody to know we use tender love and care for every coach that comes through the spot. We don't fire people. We just let them go. Like, man, this team is soft. Like from the organization, from the coaches on the sidelines, and it's really just coming out on the field. Like you can't hide this. Like the reality is this team is not very good. And they're not gonna fire P. Carmichael. It's just like I'll be shocked if they fire this guy. I'm telling you, the next thing that we hear, rather is gonna be sometime next year, like when the season is all over, you're gonna hear P. Carmichael step down because they don't have the balls to do what needs to be done and sit this dude down. They rather just let him come out here with these same vanilla ass plays that we see all the time, and you know, gonna continue to have Dennis Allen come to the podium saying the same old stuff over and over again. I mean, it's just not going to happen, man. And it's just sad that they're willing to sacrifice an entire season and instead of creating these changes. And we see this all the time where teams start the season early and things don't go the right way, and then they start making some changes and then they make a run on it. But as long as this team is structured the way that it is, that's never going to happen, Josh. And that's just never going to happen, Who That Nation. But Josh, let me go ahead and go, man. I appreciate you chiming in. Make sure you call back anytime, man.
Okay, brother. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that happening, man. I don't see them firing anybody. I don't see them firing anybody because they care too much about self-image and what perception is. Like we're stupid or something. Like we know that these guys aren't good, but let them continue to do the things that they've been doing and see if people are going to be filing into the Superdome. Like people love the Saints, but people want to make sure that they invest in their money in the right things as well, you know, but let them keep on doing what they're doing. They're going to get a rude awakening because reality is people ain't taking this ish. We're going to go to Prime. Prime, how you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. What you got for us?
First of all, got a couple of things. I agree with you. If Jameis would have been throwing them deep balls, he would have caught them boys in stride. And Jameis did way more with less at wide receiver. Give you some facts here.
Mm-hmm.
Carr's record right now as a quarterback is 66-82, which mirrors his coach. Now, Jameis may not be all that better. Jameis is 39-48, but that's like only 9 games into losing compared to Carr being close to 20 games as a loser. So the Raiders knew what he was doing, and like I told you, and like I sent you a paid whatever you call it, a paid chat.
Mm-hmm.
I told you this boy was going to be the second coming of Stabler, because. Like I listen to Q show, and I love Q just like I love both of you. I think y'all doing a great job. But I'm gonna tell you right now, even when his shoulder was good, he still was underthrowing people. His deep passes remind me of Taysom Hill's deep passes, which I termed last year as deep pumps, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
The receivers have to stop. Even when Carr's shoulder was right, he still was underthrowing people. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't lost this locker room. And I'm gonna tell you, people, everybody out there, just like with anything, if you want any kind of change, legislation, protesting, not gonna do anything. You have to hit people in their pocket.
Right.
Because when you hit people in their pocket, then they want to change stuff. But like I agree with you, they're not gonna fire these boys this season. They're gonna play this. They're gonna play this season out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know that they got to stick with it, because they just got to stick with it because it's a money thing, and we don't have to suffer through it. Because I said at the beginning, of the season that we was gonna be 7-10. I wouldn't be surprised if we go 6-11, because Carr is not way better than Jameis, but he wanted to bring his quarterback in that he drafted, and the boy has not impressed me at all. Another fact: Jameis Winston was 5-2 after 7 games as a starter with less talent. This boy here probably after Thursday going to be 3-4.
Hmm.
And that's another thing I said at the beginning of the season. Everybody on your show and on Q show, if people want me to get behind Derek Carr, I want to see him do better than what Jameis did record wise. And look, I'm right again. He's not. He's not
Right.
going to do better than Jameis. And look, man, look, I teach in Houston ISD, and I'm going to have to put up with the Texans fans when I get to work. I got to
Right.
beat one of my coworkers as a Popeyes. It is what it is, but I'm going to tell you
Mhm.
right now, Jameis, part of me want to see James in there because at least that'll give the team a spark. I know people talk about, well, he threw interceptions. I would rather put it with him possibly throwing interceptions. But Jameis is a top. This is another fact. Jameis is a top 5 QB in the red zone. Derek Carr is not.
Right.
So you see, everybody got excited last week when we beat the brakes off the Pats. Dallas did the same thing, and look how Dallas got embarrassed. I think Thursday night.
Right. Yeah, they did.
So that wasn't a good measurement stick because right now the Pats they suck. They're horrible.
Right.
And really, and in that game last week, how many touchdowns did we score in that game as an offense? I think 1 or 2 again, because then we get like a pick 6 and a few field goals.
Yep. Pick 6
So,
and yep. Yeah. It wasn't very impressive. Like I said, I expected, like I said last week, I expected for them to play better because once again, they are a reactive team. Like when you put the pressure on them and you say, oh, they're no good, they're terrible, they're not gonna win anything. That's when you see them start stepping up and rising to the occasion. But
right.
then, like when nobody's saying anything, like when they get the pressure off of them, that's when they like revert right back to what they've been doing. That's just what they do, man. It's like I said, it's the kid cleaning the room because his parent downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your parent wasn't telling you to clean the room up, you wouldn't go clean it up. Like that's just it, man.
And you see, and I appreciate you letting me get on the show and talk, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a hurt Jameis Winston against Atlanta last year with a messed up back is way better than a healthy Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I mean,
he put up, man, you see, this is the second game in a row now. I don't see players on the sideline either crying like Rashid Shaheed was doing with the towel over his head, and Jameis was telling Kamara something, and Kamara looked like he's pissed. You got all this talent. You give this man everything he wanted, but he's not doing. It's like the Saints gave this man a brand new Lamborghini, and he does a stick, and he does not know how to drive it. But I'm gonna tell you, my brother and everybody that's listening, Pam and Whammy, to Mr. Mean and everybody, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna be dealing with this the whole year. They are not gonna fire these people because first of all, the Saints not gonna do it. Second of all, Allen is gonna be stubborn because let's see, I wonder if he's gonna do the same thing with Carr that he did with Jameis last year. Kept playing Jameis hurt. And even if and not only just that, I don't think they're gonna put Jameis in because I think if they put Jameis in and Jameis start playing good, well, he can't screw over. Will he screw over Derek Carr like he did Jameis last year when Jameis was healthy and they continue to let the red BB gun play? You think they're gonna do the same thing? Hell no.
No, they won't, Prime. And I'm sorry I have to kind of cut you short because we have a few more people calling in.
I'm going.
But yeah, I mean, but you have right now, man, I don't see too much of a difference between these two guys. But I'll make sure, like I said, we'll get more into this as the week goes on. But Prime, thank you so much for chiming in,
You're
man.
welcome.
And I know a lot of people echo a lot of the things that you're saying, man. Call back anytime.
Have a good weekend.
You too, man. Yeah, man. Look, I don't see too much of a difference. As Prime was talking, I was listening to what he was saying, but I also was doing a little bit of calculations. So I got Derek Carr and Andy Dalton through 6 games Andy Dalton 6 games with the Saints versus Derek Carr 6 games with the Saints. All right. Andy Dalton in 6 games had 898 yards passing. He had 4 touchdowns, right? He had 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Derek Carr. Derek Carr with the New Orleans Saints, 946 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now, pretty much identical when it comes to the stats, probably for the exception of him throwing the ball 50 times. So 898 yards for Andy Dalton, nearly 900 yards. Derek Carr, 900 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Andy Dalton, pretty much the same thing. So to say that Derek Carr was an upgrade, it don't really look like it. I guess if you want to count yards, but they virtually look just alike. So there's a question here. The question is it the offense, and no matter who you put as the quarterback, they're going to look this way, or just the fact that Derek Carr is just not as good as you making him out to be? Because he's not at this particular point. He's a game manager. You put a good running game behind Derek Carr with a good offensive line, you'll win some football games. But if you're asking Derek Carr to lead your team week in, week out, I think you're sadly mistaken. And there also the reality is I think a lot of people thought that that's the way that things were going to be because Derek Carr was just that good. They thought that he was just going to put this team on his back, throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and whatever the defense goes to roll out there, it's going to be classic Drew Brees type stuff where the defense wasn't that good, but Drew Brees still was going to put up his numbers. But that's not the case. Derek Carr is a game manager. And as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking a lot of the stats that I've seen out there in Vegas and Oakland, not really telling a story about the type of quarterback that he is, because I'm not impressed. I'm not. We're going to go to Chosen. Chosen, how you doing?
What's up, man? Few things. I'm gonna just get straight to it. I ain't gonna just keep y'all long. If y'all don't believe now that something needs to be done with this coaching staff, then I don't know what you're looking at, man. I don't know what you're looking at. I'm looking at guys who take top playmakers and make them look mediocre. I understand we want to get on Derek Carr and do the comparisons with Jameis Winston and everybody, but honestly, y'all, I feel like we can put any quarterback in there with these guys and they'll make them, it'll just hinder them. It's no secret that last year, Derek Carr was probably playing better where he was at with the Raiders than with Dennis and Pete doing for him right now, which is probably not saying much. You just did the Andy Dalton comparison, so you got to look at that. And everybody outside of these guys, even with Jameis in the beginning of last year, wasn't looking like the same Jameis that Sean Payton had when he first took the start when Drew Brees retired. It's like it's different. I feel like anybody under these guys' system is gonna look like this. Why would you waste your time in trying to bring in good talented guys if they're not gonna use them? Even with Jamal Williams led the league in touchdowns last year, and before he got hurt, we wasn't even using him properly. Right. It's like it's like, how come all these guys the year before they come to the Saints with the offense, that's the reason why we get them, because of their stats. But when they get with us in our system, it look like they just forget how to play some goddamn football. It's like,
man, you ain't lying.
It's no excuse, bro. It's the common denominator is this coaching staff, bro. Something got to be done. Like, I just refuse to believe that these guys forgot how to play football. I just refuse to believe that Micah Thomas can't get open, or Chris Olave ain't doing what he's doing, or Shaheed can't get separation, or these tight ends just forgot how to get involved. It's nobody.
This offensive line just can't block. Like,
or the offensive line just can't block. Yeah, I refuse to believe that, bro. Something. It gotta be more investigating into that, man. Don't nobody believe in this guy, bro. Dennis Allen ain't there, Pete Carmichael ain't there, and it's like, how could you try to justify what they're doing? Like, with blaming it on the quarterback. It's like anybody you get in this system gonna look bad, bro. You take all our playmakers and put them in other teams that got not even a good coach. It could be decent or average is best. They looking good. That's all we need, y'all. We don't need no Andy Reid. We don't need I would like to have Frank Wright, but you can take, like you said, TJ, a innovative college coach and put him in and let him put his 12 best plays he got, and this team will look like something. It's like, it's not hard. Well, I felt like, from me outside looking in, if that's what you do, if that's what you're passionate about, there's no passion, bro. There's no love. Dennis Allen looks like he's just out here, bro. He's just like a goddamn substitute teacher, filling in until another guy come in. That's the best comparison I can put it with. It's like, and he's scared, bro. He don't want to step on no toes, bro. Like,
Yep.
he quick to get on the defense. Like, he quick to jump down their neck, but call some of the offenses out. What, you scared you gonna step on Pete toes? That's what a coach do. And we want to blame Derek Carr and say put somebody in. That still goes back to coaching. Because guess what? If Derek Carr's not doing what he's supposed to do and Jameis is the man, who got the call to make that call? Who has to make that substitution? The coach.
I don't think any. I don't like. To me, I don't care who you get. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
This gonna sound crazy. I don't care if you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. I still don't think the Saints will win nothing. Like, seriously,
bro,
like, I know y'all don't want to. I know some people like, oh, TJ, you going over?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
I'm with you, bro.
No, I'm not.
I don't care how that makes me look. You can have Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Hell, I would even. I don't want to say Drew, because Drew kind of a coach himself. He might change some stuff up on his own. But you can have the top quarterbacks right now in this system. They will not look like how they look from the team they just come from. I don't know what it's like. Everybody downgrade when it comes to our team now, bro. I refuse to believe that these guys are dropping off and forget how to play some damn football. It's a denominator, and Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael ain't it. You're not buying what they selling. You don't feel like they're gonna run through the wall for you. You don't feel like it's like we don't believe you, bro. It's like, what could you possibly tell us? You want to get on the defense? Pretty soon they gonna look at you like, bro, why you keep coming down our neck? But you scared to call out your offense? Everybody see it, TJ. Everybody see it. Like, it's no secret. Why should we have to call out for your job for you to do it correctly? Pete, that last week I said it though. I wasn't excited about last week because you only did it because everybody was threatening your job. Well, we got to threaten you every week for you to call plays.
Yep. I've been saying that, Chosen. I've been saying that, and I'm gonna continue to say it. Like, I don't care who don't like it. Like I say, we like to dust things under the rug when things go our way, and then all of a sudden, like, we won't pull the rug up, in a couple of days. Like, who put this dirt here? No, it's been here. You know what I'm saying? It's been here. It's the dirt that you swept under the rug. I don't understand that, man. I just never understood, like, the whole thought of people wanting you to address certain things when they happen instead of, like, addressing them before they happen as you can see them. But Chosen, like, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Man, it's rough, man, but I appreciate the call. Thank you for chiming in.
Thank you for allowing me, man. Who that?
All right, take care, man. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm over this, man. Like, seriously, I'm over this. Like, anybody that's okay with this, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't care how much of a diehard Saint fan you is, man. This is bad, man. This is absolutely bad. Let me see. Want to read some of these donations here. Tim, thank you very much for the $5. Said, TJ, I don't even watch the games with sound anymore. The sounds are too painful for me. Man, I barely want to watch it with the game on. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you. Like, for real. Args says, Miss Demeanor Crimes. That boy LaCoy says cold motor play calls. Yeah, a lot of cold motor stuff here. T, thank you very much for $4.99. Says no crossing routes. I think I already read that one. Alfred, thank you very much for the $10. Says all the decisions have been made by Dennis Allen that has cost us Carr groupie penning. He is a loser coach. How do you pass on Bieniemy from New Orleans with his resume? It's because the Saints are afraid to embark on the future. They want to hold on to the remnants of Sean Payton. Sean Payton is the only thing that they have to remind them of being successful and being winners. So they want to keep some of that. Not realizing that people are moving on. They're finding young, innovative coaches, ones that can motivate these guys, that can relate to them on a social level, a professional level. Like, instead of them doing that, they want to continue to roll out losers like Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen. They ain't won a damn thing in their entire life. That's why. They want to just hold on to the past. Penalties, kicking, and the defense been too early. We all knew the Saints was not coming back. Well, with Pete, the ski calling plays. Yeah. We pretty much knew what type of day it was. I would take any chance and media backlash with John Gruden to coach the Saints instead of going forward with this staff. I agree. It's rather that you can go with, like, Ronald Curry or somebody like that. Prime is right. TJ James can make plays. That's why I'm done. To this coaching staff are fired. We might look up and make the playoffs, though Prime, because I don't see anybody running away with this division. I don't know about them making the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. You better than me because I don't see it. I don't see these boys making the playoffs, winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. I don't see that. But we're going to go to Tim. Tim, how you doing, man?
TJ, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. What's up, my brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? I appreciate you chiming in. What you got for us out there in the
Always. Here, take a look at Canada real quick.
Oh, man.
Here's Toronto, Canada. There you go.
Oh, man.
TJ, you know what it is. You know, as a fellow Tim, I like to quote something that you say all the time, and I'm not going to take too long. You always say this, and honestly, I'm going to put it on a T-shirt. When people show you who you are, believe them. When people show you who they are, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
In April, when all the coaching staff was being rearranged, Carmichael told us he doesn't want the position. The man knows himself more than we know him. He literally told you, I don't want this job because he looked in his heart and he said, I can't do this. And it makes me remember all those times we used to go back into the playoffs, lose to the Minnesota Vikings, lose to the Rams, and we're like, man, Sean Payton just dropping the ball. Give Pete Carmichael a play calling opportunity. If we could just go back in time in hindsight and tell ourselves, what the hell were we thinking?
Yeah, for real.
The man knows himself more than we know him. He didn't want this job. And it's crazy if you think about what Alvin Kamara was saying during the interviews, how he was literally telling us subliminally that he had to push Pete to call plays that were good for the players. Come on, Pete, run this play for Michael. Run this play for Raheem Shaheed. Run this play for all. He's literally coaching the offensive coordinator. That's right. Our 28-year-old running back coaching the offensive coordinator. You're telling me.
And not to mention, like, there was one play, Tim, that I don't know a lot of people pay attention to, but Alvin Kamara was calling out the blitz pickup. He slapped I don't know the Cesar Ease or Eric McCoy, but he was telling him like where the blitz was coming from. I'm like, isn't that the quarterback?
You're actually seeing him like he's standing side by side with Derek Carr. I'm seeing him. I'm watching it. I don't know if that was the play that they called the timeout on, but like you can see him literally pointing out what's going on, and we are relying on a man who doesn't want to be in his position to run our offense. How can this team get anywhere when the person who you trust into scoring points doesn't want to be in his position? So I know what we say here doesn't make a big difference. You know, TJ, I just want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to even vent. But until our offensive coordinator actually wants to be an offensive coordinator, we will never get anywhere. It's as simple as that. Forget Jameis Winston, forget Derek Carr, Andy Dalton. Thank you for bringing up the stats. You can put Patrick Mahomes behind that offensive line. If the offensive coordinator doesn't want to be an offensive coordinator, your team will go nowhere. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there.
I mean, no, it's just the truth. Like, I mean, I've been conceded to that. Like, I'm not even like, man, I'm so like emotionally detached from this team. Like, as far as like them winning games, because I'm like, it's always gonna be like this. It's always gonna be a mixed bag. Like, look at this. Look at the Saints schedule. Look at this schedule, man. It consists of a bunch of teams that don't know what they have at quarterback. Quarterback's too young, they not even really developed yet, and yet y'all still can't beat these dudes. Like, seriously, the Houston Texans had one of the worst run offenses in football. I think they were like 30th in the NFL.
They were 31. They were 31. I forgot. I think somebody else was 32, but they were 31. I was watching it on NFL on YouTube.
Garbage.
Like, it's so funny because you're thinking about, okay, yeah, you know, we looked at the same schedule from before the season started, and you're seeing all the different teams that were playing. The teams are literally just looking at the Saints as like, all right, guys, we need a get right game. We need to encourage our rookie quarterback. And I hate when Dennis Allen says, "Oh, we're just getting a feel. You know, it's a new quarterback, a new system." Like, we're literally playing how many rookie players who are playing in a new system?
Hey, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Okay, all right. So it's a new system and all that kind of stuff with Derek Carr, right? Why is it that CJ Stroud looks better than a 10-year
Say it.
veteran and Derek Carr. Like this before this dude stepped foot on the field, this dude had 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 96. And like this is his first year in a system. Somebody tell me, okay, all those that's believing and buying into, oh, it's a new system.
Yeah.
Why is it that CJ Stroud looks better than Derek Carr? Somebody explain that to me. They're both in the same system, and honestly, you can make an argument to say that CJ Stroud should have a little bit of a learning curve, but he looks better than Derek Carr. So that tells you everything that you need to know. Tim, I'm gonna go.
I appreciate you, man, TJ. Thank you so much again for the call, brother.
Hey, man, call back in.
Have a good one.
Man. All right, shouts out to you, man. Man, shouts out to Tim, man. He out there in Toronto, Ontario. Shouts out to the 6. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm done with these excuses, man. I mean, you got a rookie quarterback out there looking better than you, looking more poised in the pocket, making plays, better plays than you. Nah, I can't accept that. We gonna go to Barbara. Hold on before we go to Mike. Mike. Barbara, how you doing?
Hi, TJ. Hi, family. How y'all doing today?
Doing just fine. What you got for us?
I am pissed. I cannot stand it. But then, I'm pissed at myself for being pissed because I knew this shit. I'm sorry for cussing. I'm sorry. It's just, if you look at it, when we were screaming last season about the inconsistency on the offense, okay, we had the Seattle game, 39 points, the best that we did all season long. Okay, and what did we do after that? Lost 2. And then what did we do after that? We beat the Raiders 5 games. 1 game, we won. 1. The offense was inconsistent all last year, and it's looking like it's going to be just as inconsistent this year as it was last year. I'm pissed, but I should have known it. I did know it, and I'm pissed at myself for being pissed about it.
Yeah, look, I think this way, Barbara. I think when it comes down to the team, I think when it's all said and done, I think we all just knew this. Like, this is a mixed bag football team. And I know some people probably thought after that game against the Patriots, they were just going to jump out and be like, oh, yeah, we got our swag. But I'm like, I've seen this movie before. They beat the Raiders 24-0. And then the next week they went out there, laid an egg again. I can't remember who they played, but they caught that L. So win one, lose one is the name of the game.
I can't help it. Even though I know what this team is and I know what they're capable of, but we don't see the capabilities of this team on the field. And I think a lot of it is coaching and part of it is execution. And our quarterback is not the one for us.
I think when it comes down to it, Barbara, I think it's the combination of these coaches. Like, I really feel like I don't think that Derek Carr is as advertised. I will say that, but I think that this coaching staff makes everybody on this team just looks mediocre or bottom of the barrel. Don't matter how talented they are, because they don't know how to utilize the talent they have.
Exactly. And it really ticks me off that we have all these stars on this team and our coaching staff cannot put them in the proper positions at the proper time to succeed.
Yep. Yeah, they got to figure it out, because if they don't, then we're going to find ourselves being in the same position.
We're going to be worse than 7-10 this year if nothing don't change. And I'm so tired of them talking about, well, we're going to keep our play caller. Well, we're going to keep the same scheme. Well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that the way that we've always done it. And the way that you've always done it has not been successful. So can't you think it's time for change?
Well, it should be, but we all know that the Saints, all they care about is how things look and how they're perceived. But they're so naive to the fact they don't even understand they still looking like losers, even though they're trying to not to look that way. So, I don't know.
That hurts me. That hurts me because, especially over the last 10 to 12 years, we have not been losers. We
Yep.
may have been from 67 up till that time, but it became a new day in Saints Nation. And now we don't have a coaching staff. We don't have people in the front office because I'm looking at Mickey and Dennis Lauschka too, that's going to be able to put us or to affect change enough to make us the winner that we used to be.
Yeah. Hopefully they can do that, Barbara. But thank you so much for the call. I really do appreciate it. Call back anytime.
Of course, love you, TJ. Love you, family. Bye bye.
I love you too. Bye bye. Yeah, I mean, look, man, people ain't trying to go back to them days. People ain't trying to go back to them days where, the Saints can win a football game. Like nobody want to go back to that. And right now, like it seems like they just reverting back to that. And I don't know. They need to fix it though. Thomas, thank you very much for the 499. Says we're losing to quarterbacks who still wet behind the ears, breast smelling like Similac. Shaking my head. Saints losing their edge with the coaching staff. Yeah, I mean the first half, man, they was out there getting punked by them dudes. Like seriously, they was out there getting punked by the Texans. The second half, they kind of stepped it up and made things better. But that first half, man, they was getting punked, getting dragged down the field. I don't care who it was. I mean, it can be from everybody from that defensive line to Marshawn Lattimore. Like it didn't matter. Like all of them, like was out there looking real soft. But then they went into the locker room, made some adjustments, didn't work. But you seen a little bit of improvement defensively. We're gonna go to Mike. Mike, how you doing, man?
Well, hold on. Before I get started, I want to take us back in time, right? First of all, the Saints have never beat the Texans in the city of Houston. Let's get that first. Even when the Saints were a better team than the Texans, every time we went to Houston, we lost. And I don't care that the Texans weren't on a team that they started being a team in 2002. That should not happen. And y'all can blame Derek Carr. Y'all can blame Carmichael. Y'all can blame the water boy. Y'all can blame the fans. I don't care who you blame. It's all bad. There is no blaming to give out. If you want to blame somebody, blame everybody. And when we got that interception in the first quarter, I was happy, bro. I was typing in. I was extremely happy. Then I realized it's Texans ball, and I'm like, did we commit a penalty? But then I realized he fumbled the ball. Not only did he fumble the ball, that's not why I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that after the ball was fumbled, they scored a touchdown on that same drive. You want to know how much points we lost by? A touchdown! So if Zach Bond had hands, we win that game, or at least we don't allow that touchdown.
Well, if he would have held on to the football, then if he would have fell down on the ground instead of him trying to be Deion Sanders trying to return it back for a touchdown, then I think I agree with you. At least the way the things were going, at least the Saints would have got 3 points. We know they weren't going to score in the red zone, but I digress.
Yeah,
but go ahead, man. They would have got at least 3 points.
Yeah, the thing that frustrates me the most, right? The defense. First of all, like I said last time, Dennis Allen is overrated as heck as a defensive coach. Don't give me that, but our defense has been top notch since Dennis Allen got there. No, it has not. The defense has never been good since Marshawn Lattimore got here. Then we started getting good defensive players. The defense makes Dennis Allen look good. So don't give me that, but Dennis Allen's a good defensive coach. We should make him defensive coordinator. I don't even want him an inch away from the dome. Don't even give me, he's a good defensive coach. No, he's not. You're not seeing the same football that I'm seeing clearly if you think that. I'm not playing. I am not playing. Y'all think I love when I get into this voice. Y'all think when I rage on stream. I don't love that. I just want to cool down, but I can't cool down because the team. Look, y'all can be like, but Derek Carr, man, he don't be scoring in the red zone. At least he gets us to the red zone. And he done last year. That man was on 3-and-out constantly. And then in the red zone, we can't call anything. Pete Carmichael is donkey dookie. That literally, Dennis Allen makes $5 million. I can do that for half the price. Overrated piece of garbage.
Well, I think a lot of people relating to what you're saying, Mike, I think that the team definitely needs to go in a different direction from my perspective. But yeah, I'm just over it. Like I don't care about having to change things up. I don't care what we're losing at this point. While we're trying to gain, we're losing. All right. And we're looking like losers in the process. But Mike, I gotta go ahead and let you go, man. Appreciate that fire, appreciate that desire. You know what I'm saying? Call back anytime, man. Thank you for chiming in. My man is hotter than fish grease right now, and I don't blame him. Couple things though. Do I think that Dennis Allen is a really good coordinator? Yes, I do. I still think he knows how to coach some defense. Do I think that Derek Carr? I can't accept like, at least he got us down to the red zone, because when we get down there, we come away with absolutely nothing, and that's been the story of Derek Carr's career throughout. So those two particular things, I gotta say, I gotta look at it a little bit differently, but I definitely agree with what he's saying. Like when it comes to this team not looking like themselves. Let me go ahead and go to Tyra. Tyra, how you doing?
Hey TJ, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Oh Lord, TJ. Woo. Now I don't normally call your show, but I'm always watching it. I try to watch every podcast I can. I can't catch them all, but I try to watch all of them. Anybody want to know the definition of what insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and over, but expecting different results. I'm going to get a t-shirt and I'm going to wear that, because that's exactly what the things are. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. Right. Dennis Allen get up here and says the same thing week after week after week. Oh, we need to look at the tape. Oh, we need to change it. We need to change that. Then the next week they produce the exact same thing.
Right.
I mean, we all watching the same games. We all watching the same thing. We all watching this every week transpire. Like, what are we waiting on to fire this guy? I've been lobbying for him to get fired since last season. I wanted him gone from this team. I wanted him gone from this team since last season. But we know the Saints are not going to fire Dennis Allen. But I want to ask you a question, though. Are we ready for the conversation about Mickey Loomis potentially needing to be fired?
I think so.
Are we ready for that conversation?
Yeah. I think we ready for that conversation. See, last year I was like, I'll give him a chance, but this year definitely, I feel like it needs to be. But it's not going to happen. Like I'm like, it's not going to happen, Tyra. I'm telling you, these people, we have been inwoven. We've been inwoven in the fabric of being losers for so long that we don't want to go back there. So anybody that ever gave us remnants of success in any way, we feel like we forever indebted to them. Like, think about this. Tom Coughlin, right? Tom Coughlin, who was the head coach of the Giants, gave them boys 2 Super Bowls, and they still fired this dude.
And they still fired him.
So all these guys, I'm telling you, all these guys, I want people to understand, Mickey Loomis, they love this dude so much that they put him over basketball operations for the Pelicans.
Exactly.
And he don't know nothing about basketball.
Nothing.
That tells you everything that you need to know. These people
and I say that
to these guys because
yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. I say that about Mick Loomis because he's been here since 2002. Okay, so before Drew Brees, before Sean Payton, he was the general manager. And he's the overseer. He's watching all of this stuff go down. He's watching these games. He's watching his coaching staff. He's watching everything. So if he can really sit back and accept the way this team is and the direction that we're going, anybody really think we're going to win 7 games? I don't even see us winning 7 games. Because you can't sit up here and tell me we're going to beat the Jags on Thursday night. Anybody really believe we're going to beat the Jaguars? They put up 37 today on the Colts.
And
anybody really think we're going to beat them?
And they better than the team that we just played. Yep.
I mean, I'm just saying, let's be realistic, folks. Let's be real here. I don't see us winning 7 games. I hope they prove me wrong. I don't see it. But I think it's time to have a conversation about finding a new general manager. Because if he can sit here and be okay with this, that means they don't care about the organization. And I'm going to keep saying it until y'all people stop going to these games, stop spending y'all money on these tickets and all this stuff and hit them in their pocket. Nothing is going to change. I keep telling y'all that until y'all start that, nothing's going to change. I'm telling you. We can sit here and say, oh, we need to fire DA and Pete Carmichael all day long, but nothing's going to change. We as the fan base have to make this change. Yep. We got to stop going to the games. We got to stop spending our hard-earned money. We got to stop doing it. It's the only way to send a message. We're not going to send that message until we got to do something about it. I'm just being honest. They're not going to fire them guys. Y'all know that. Come on now. They're not going to fire them guys.
I already know.
We stuck with it. I think we're gonna be stuck with Dennis Allen for another year. This is his 2nd year as the coach. So normally the normal time for most coaches is about 3 years before they look at firing you. So we're gonna be stuck with him another season, regardless of how this season turn out. We're gonna have him another season. Y'all might as well get ready.
Yep. Yeah.
Y'all might as well get ready.
Yep. Because now Pete Carmichael, everybody looking at him, and now he's the scapegoat. So. Everybody's gonna be talking about, oh well, the defense was carrying the offense. Who's the guy that's calling the defense? Dennis Allen.
Exactly. He gets up there. He never holds anybody accountable. He don't hold himself accountable. He don't hold the team accountable. So therefore, there's no accountability across the board. So we don't have no accountability. What you expect to be produced on the field if you're not getting into your guys about these useless penalties? We was in the red zone 4 times today. 4 times. We got 1 touchdown. One, really, technically, that touchdown wasn't even the red zone. He threw the ball from like the 40-yard line. We wasn't even in the red zone when we got that touchdown. So technically, we got 0 touchdowns in the red zone today. 0. But y'all want to sit up here and say it ain't a coaching problem. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I am so mad right now. I'm man, it's crazy.
I understand, Tyra. First off, I appreciate you calling in. I agree. Nothing is going to change.
Nothing.
Guys are done. But I really do appreciate you calling in.
Oh, no problem, TJ.
Don't be no stranger. I know you often listen to the show, you often comment, but make sure that you call in as well.
All right, then. You have a good one.
All right, you too. Take care. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's just upset right now, and I mean, justifiably so. I mean, this ain't good, man. This is not good. This is not good. We're gonna go ahead and get through the phone calls, and then I'll read some of your comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it a show. Let's go to God of Creation. God of Creation, how you doing, man?
No, I'm doing just fine, man. Over here, man. You know what? I'm so glad that these last few games, I've been catching the end of it, man. Because hey, look. Hey, look, TJ, when I tell you, I went to a terrible party last night, and I'm like, hey, man, good thing I got some Saints football. No, not a good thing. It's not good at all. Not good.
No, not at all.
What's crazy is people was happy about that 34-0 whooping against the Patriots, and I wasn't really too phased because I was like, the offense scored what? 13 points.
Yeah.
Them boys can't score. There's nothing to get excited about. If defense ain't scoring, then we ain't winning. Defense got to score. They got to stop. They got to play both sides for us. So there ain't much going on, man. Like you said, Dennis Allen, he's a fraud. Oh my God, he is soft. My goodness, he is, man. He's a weak diaper, man.
That dude. I mean, is he? But is he though? Like, is he? Like everybody know that he ain't never won nothing. So I'm like, is he really? Like, man.
The sad part is, it's like,
I don't even blame them. I blame the Saints. I really do. I blame the organization.
Yeah. You ain't lying, because it's like, and then the sad part is that the national media and everybody else, wanted to paint the picture of, oh, it's Jameis Winston's fault. Like, oh, Jameis was so bad. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jameis against the Packers, when they were a better team, right? Remember, we lost to the Packers when we were up 17. When we played the Packers, 2 years ago? We had who's our best receiver? Callaway in that game. So like, man, I don't want to hear it all comes down to the who's leading this organization, man. That's the problem. It ain't got nothing to do with the players.
Which is absolutely nobody at the end of the day. And like I said, and I'm not trying to like make people feel a certain way. I'm just saying, like, I don't think I can make you feel a way. This team is doing it. Anybody that feels like this team is going to win anything, God bless you, because they're not. Like, I'm telling you, they'll probably win a couple games, make you feel good, and then the next week they're gonna be right back with the way that they were. And as long as they continue to have this coaching staff, we're gonna be in the same situation. I'm gonna continue to hammer this home. I do not want to see people getting their hopes up about a team that is going to let you down. They are going to let you down, and it's not because of the players. Like, they have the players, they got the talent. And that's the frustrating thing about it, God of creation. If they didn't have the talent, if they would have came out there with the guys that you was alluding to in week 1 last year, I mean a year before last, with
Callaway as the first string,
bringing out Keith Kirkwood, like, I would be like, okay,
Penny Steals,
3-3. I'd be like, man, they out here fighting, but you got all that talent on the offensive side of the football, and you still can't get the job done. That is sad, man. That is just God awful. And like, I'm tired. Like, I'm literally tired of these individuals trying to make us believe that these guys, Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael, have what it takes to lead this team. Like, bro,
literally, man, they couldn't lead a horse to water, man. This is tragic. I've never, the sad part is, the team Sean had, his last year is better than this team, and this team has Michael Thomas. This team, we got Mike back. The sad part is, TJ, I looked at the Ross. When I tell you, when I saw our schedule and the teams we played, I was licking my chops. I was licking my chops because I was like, man, this is easy food. I was like, we just have to be average, TJ. We literally just have to be average, and I'm like, we can have 11 plus wins playing average on both, and I was including both sides. I was like, average on both sides, man. This is free game, but it is so abundantly clear that they are so terrible. He wants to be like, defense got it. No, don't try to blame nothing on no defense. Please stop. And then he don't like. Can we be a man and be like, hey man, offense, we got to figure something out. Play calling is not great. He just don't want to ever call the problem. It's like he kind of wants to tiptoe around it, dance and not be a man of the thing. And then he wants to be like, oh well, we got to make some changes because we ain't getting results, and that includes everybody. Does it, like you said, does it include him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man, I don't know if it includes him, but hey, God of creation, I hate to cut you off, man. Got a few more calls to get to. Good. But I appreciate the call. And yeah, look, I don't know, man. He needs to hold himself accountable. No doubt about that, man. But make sure you call back anytime, man.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Look, you want to call somebody out, call yourself out for that. For being a sorry excuse for a head coach. I don't care what anybody says. The Saints can do better than that. They can do better than that. We're going to go to Pammy. Pammy, how you doing?
Hey, TJ, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you feeling after the Saints lost to the Houston Texans here today?
I'm still trying to find out if somebody has found the play caller for the Little Giants, the annexation of Puerto Rico.
I don't know. I guess they haven't, because clearly he ain't on the sideline for the Saints. We
I
got
know, TJ.
yeah, we got Sneaky Pete over there who doing absolutely
Sneaky
nothing but
Pete.
taking up time and space and oxygen on the sidelines that somebody else can be breathing.
Amen, TJ. I'm gonna tell you two things that Mickey has said and Dennis has said. Mickey said the sky is not falling. What he said. Okay, I'm quoting Mickey. Dennis Allen said the players need to execute better. Now, what I find in two of both of these quotes that I read to you is no accountability. Nobody said, you know what, I need to do better. You know what, Pete ain't right. Okay, we need to find we find Pete as of today. He's been relieved of his duties. Mickey ain't said nothing but other than the sky is not falling, and you gonna tell me I see what I see, but basically you telling me I'm blind.
Yep.
That's basically what you telling me.
Yep.
You know,
and then what bothers me is when people want to get mad because you calling out the team. Like,
right,
bro, man. Pammy, when I tell you I can care less what people be saying when it comes to that, like,
I don't blame you.
I do not care. Like, you gotta be a fool or naive to not see that this team has an issue. And if you don't want to call it out, that's on you, man. But this team,
that's right.
This team is struggling right now.
It's because we love this team and we see the potential in this team. The team sees the potential in this team. And we can say whatever we want to say. And I see people in the comments, and I've seen certain people say we need to tank for a quarterback. First of all,
and put on this coaching staff.
Come on. You can plug in Caleb Williams, Michael Penix Jr., Jalen Daniels, plug him in,
Drake May,
plug him in and see what you get. Drake May, I don't care who you plug into this system, it is not gonna work. Don't hinder these young players, young men's career behind this mess that we in. No, I don't wish that for none of these young brothers.
Man, look at Chris Olave.
Don't bring them down here.
Look at Chris Olave. Like, people up there, man, Chris Olave, he pouting.
Come on.
Wouldn't you be pouting?
Thank
seriously.
you.
Like, look how this dude was 1,000-yard receiver last year. And he only played, 14 games? And yet they got this dude out here, one catch for 15 yards, one game.
Come on.
2 catch for 16. And y'all sitting up here talking about this dude got to be upstanding citizen. Man, y'all know good and doggone well, if somebody was doing this to you on your job, if you was performing to your best of your ability, if you had the talent, the gifts, and all those other things, and people kept on snubbing you for opportunities, you would not be sitting up here talking about, all right, man, dapping up your teammates, dapping up your coworkers. Hell no. You're going to be sitting in a break room talking about how you got passed up for that promotion and they gave it to somebody else. Miss me with that, man. The logic of how people don't apply like certain things to their own lives is amazing to me, Pammy. But yeah, go ahead. I didn't cut you off.
No, that's okay, TJ. But that's because he does not trust this offense. Why should I break on a route? Why should I hurt myself? Why should I, when y'all, first of all, you probably ain't gonna get the ball to me. Why should I break my neck to do for this team that what they ain't doing for me? I don't blame Chris Olave. He don't trust Derek Carr. He don't trust Pete Carmichael, and I don't blame him because guess what? I don't trust him. And I'm not saying anything. I feel like, again, you can plug Brock Purdy in this offense and you're going to get the same thing that you getting with Derek Carr.
Man, it don't matter who you put back there.
It don't matter.
How many quarterbacks are y'all going to see that basically look virtually identical when Pete Carmichael calling the plays?
Amen.
They all look the same. They all like think about this, folks. Every last one of them, they hold on to the ball too long. They get sacked constantly. Like the wide receivers get about the same stat line unless like a big play is called and they just so happen to be under the football. Like it's the same thing. Like it don't matter. So anybody that feel like, oh, we get Caleb Williams, And what, Pete Carmichael gonna be calling plays for him?
Thank you.
Y'all think he looked bad yesterday against Notre Dame? Yeah,
Trying
he
to
gonna
tell
be
you.
looking worse. He gonna be looking worse. He gonna be throwing 5 interceptions. Like, man,
Worse.
we gotta be real, man, about these dudes. Until
That's
these
true.
guys are gone, I don't care what you got on this team. It is not gonna work. Pam, you got
Amen.
anything else for us?
Well, just one more thing, TJ.
Uh-huh.
That easy schedule, I knew it when I heard that. I heard, and I keep see this thing, and all I can hear is Lil Boosie daughter saying in my head, I told y'all,
Right.
I told y'all, it ain't no easy schedule. Look how Cleveland came back on the 49ers.
The
I mean, excuse me,
49ers and beat
the
them.
49ers today. You honestly think, and really, you think Shanahan went in there thinking they was gonna lose? Nope. Come on now. Let's get off this easy schedule stuff. First of all, we need to take one game
be
at a
one of the
time.
best teams in the league, the Cowboys, like put up
Come
40
on.
points against the Cowboys.
Come on. Any given Sunday, baby, anybody can get beat or be beat. So it don't matter, y'all. So until we get this coaching situation situated, we ain't gonna win nothing. I'm telling you, we'll win a game, lose 2, win a game, lose 3. We're not getting on a winning streak. So we can get that out of our head. We can't even score in the red zone. Hell, we can't even score, period. So okay, TJ, let me let you go. See, my blood my blood pressure running up.
I mean, can't even score. Like, got a award-winning offense and still can't put no points on the board. Michael Thomas has played 6 games and got a touchdown. Chris Olave, what many touchdowns? He got 1?
Yes,
maybe 2. Like,
we squandering these people's talent. I'm sorry. Okay, TJ, I know you got to go, but we squandering their talent.
Yeah. Wasting time.
I know, TJ.
Thank you so much. Yeah, call back anytime. I thank you for this. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, TJ. Love you.
I love you too. Take care. Yeah, I mean, Michael Thomas is, come on, man. Michael Thomas is pretty consistent. What he had, like 4 catches, 5 catches, 45 yards a day. So he stays within that 45, 50-yard range every single week. Dude ain't got a touchdown yet. Ain't got a touchdown yet. Sad. A Camp, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, TJ?
It's going all right. What you got for us?
Man, just after watching this team, I'm just thinking, like, bro, I never seen Jameis in the game. I never seen him, like, the offense stall this bad. It's just stale. There's no creativity. There's nothing going on. No excitement. The only people that have any kind of heart is Rashid Shaheed. You know, he's crying at the end of the game. And then I look and see Jameis and Alvin Kamara on the sidelines. And you could tell that I think Dennis done lost the locker room already. That's a done deal.
Yeah, I think they
he,
up, man.
Yeah, man. I think what's going on is there's something ain't right. We got to get rid of Pete Carmichael. There's just no creativity. You know what I mean? There's no emotions, and man, it's sad to say, but I think we're gonna lose Thursday. I mean, and we had Doug Peterson in the building.
Eric Bieniemy in the building as
Eric
offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You know what, A-Camp? I don't expect the change to be made Thursday because, like I said, it's a short week. So I expect for Pete Carmichael to be calling plays. But after you got this little 10-day little mini bye or whatever like that, if this dude is still on the sidelines, I think that Saints fans really need to sound off on these guys and say, man, we ain't gonna take this. Like I can accept him being on the sideline Thursday because the week's short. And telling Ronald Curry, okay, you calling plays, I feel like there'll be a little bit of a tough ask being on a short week. But after this Thursday night game, if this dude's still out there, I don't care if the Saints put up 50. I still don't want this dude on the sidelines. I'm serious. Because it's fool's gold at this point. Lemon, lime. That's what it is. You know what a lemon is? A car that looks good on the outside, trash on the inside. I'm tired of it. The lemon was last week, and I ain't falling for no more lemons, man. Straight up.
It's just like last season all over again. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And another thing, why did we get rid of our punter and our kicker? You know what I mean? For these two guys. I know our punter did a lot better last year. What was his name?
Talking about Blake Gillikin. Yeah.
Blake Gillikin. He did a lot better than this punter. And our kicker, I mean, I know he's probably still going through some growing pains, but man, you got to make these field goals, man. He could have won us a game, against Green Bay.
It's a fine line between being a hero and a GOAT, because A-Camp last week, he was special teams player of the week. This week, he missed. Like I said, man, it's even like everything about this is hilariously funny when you think about it. Everybody's inconsistent. Like one week, somebody will come out there going for 100 yards. The next week, they have 19 yards. If he makes every field goal one week, he missing every field goal the next week. It's amazing, like how inconsistent across the board this team is on every level. Like it's so sad, A-Camp, that you basically people have to convince you that these dudes are good. Like you'll see throughout the week on social media, man, check out what such and such did in this game. He really played well. Like they have to convince you that they play well because you don't see it. It's amazing, dude. Like it is amazing.
Yeah,
you got anything else, man?
That's it, TJ, man. Just another rant for another week. I guess we'll see what happens Thursday, and I'll be following. I'm always watching your show, so that's all I got.
Hey, can't appreciate it, man. Hey, nice camera, by the way, man. I like that camera.
All right, appreciate it, man. Salute.
All right, you take it easy, man. Salute. Yeah, that's a nice camera right there, you cam guy, man. That boy looking like he in 4K right there. I like that. Well, we're gonna move on to Phil, man. Phil, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
Phil with the good camera too. Now I got you, Phil. Phil got
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man, what you got for us, big dog?
Listen, man, I almost wanted to cry, man. I almost cried today, man. And I knew it was happening. When I saw Colorado lose, I said, man, we finna lose Sunday, man. I said, man, these boys that lost, we finna lose too. I'm gonna have a bad sports weekend. Man. Anyway, man, look, so many people have said the things I was going to say, but I just wanted to piggyback on the whole Mickey Loomis thing. I've been saying it since last year, man. These boys got to go. Mickey got to go. And last year you would say, man, I don't think it's Mickey. I don't think it's Mickey. Man, I've been saying it since last year, bro. He got to go.
I was willing. See, I was willing to give him a chance because this was his first coaching hire in 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. And plus, I also took into account that I seen what they were trying to do. They were trying to keep all the Sean Payton layovers, right? So I was like, okay, I was willing to concede that last year. But I was like, this year, I'm going to evaluate him completely different. The same way I'm evaluating Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael. Like you had a full offseason under your belt, Phil. Like they had a full offseason to make these corrections and they doubled down on the BS. So for that, that's unforgivable. And that shows incompetence. And with that, we already know what time it is. It's time to go.
Man, but they ain't showed us nothing though, TJ. Realistically, we done held on to that draft in 2017, 2018. This draft was so good. Mickey Loomis did such a great job. The guys they brought in, man, we ain't done nothing with it though. What have we done, man? Looking at all the other teams that turn around, man, and have done great. 49ers. I heard you say earlier, we lost C.J. Stroud. He looked better than Derek Carr today. The reason why is, obviously, we see here, DeMarco brought in the guy from San Francisco. Now he's an offensive coordinator. So they brought in, some fresh meat coming in there with some fresh ideas, that's changing the culture. Something that's fitting what's happening right now. We don't have nobody in there that's with no character, man. But it said just now, Doug Peterson. I was gonna bring that up too. Doug Peterson not a head coach of Jacksonville. Doug Peterson right now is the most winningest head coach. He's the best head coach in Jacksonville history right now. You can Google it. Best head coach Jacksonville has ever had. Why we continue to make these bonehead decisions as a franchise, man? It's like these people do not really care about winning. All they want to do is take our money, man. They care about their business. It's a business thing for them. They're not really concerned about winning. They over there, they're with the Pelicans. Pelicans, they not winning. They're not winning nothing. We get the shut off. We got some good players. They got some, they got some sparkle, some glitter, some glamour over here. But they're not gonna win nothing, man.
Nah,
they're not gonna win nothing until they get them boys up out of them, man. They gotta get out of our city, bro.
Yeah, too nice. And like I said, when you think about Dennis Allen and you think about Pete Carmichael, they were a part of the Saints' most successful times. And we all know, like, let's just be honest, like the Saints have not been a really successful winning franchise throughout their time in the NFL. So those 15 years they had where the Saints, they didn't win Super Bowls every year, but they were playoff contention every year. They had it was offensively efficient. They were exciting. They were fun to watch. People filed into the Superdome. And the thing about it is, people have to understand, man, you got to change with the times. Like, that was a good moment in time. Like, that was a great moment, bro. But you cannot keep living off that, man. Like, those times are gone, man. Like, you got to be able to adapt with the times. And them trying to keep these people around because, he helped us win a Super Bowl back in the day, and we ain't never won anything without them. Like, man, forget all that. Like, we appreciate your contributions, bro. But I'm telling you, if Peyton Manning can get cut from the Indianapolis Colts, if Tom Brady can be told after 20 years, hey, man, we don't need you no more after winning 5 Super Bowls, bro, it's time for a change, man. I don't care who you is. When Joe Montana went to the Chiefs back in the day, or my OGs at, that tells you everything you need to know. Ain't nobody exempt. I don't care how much winning you did. It is time to move on from the remnants of Sean Payton. It was a great moment. That was some of the greatest times as a Saints fan, but we cannot get those back. And while you're trying to chase these ghosts, you're going to find yourself in a graveyard alone, all by yourself. And I tell you, it gets really, really scary when you're in the graveyard all by your damn self. Phil, you got anything else, man?
I just got 2 things real short, real short. Man, one of those last plays on the last drive we had, right, on offense. It's the play, the design end calls, man. Look, we had Mike Thomas in the slot. We had Alvin Kamara on the outside, going on the sideline. They basically ran 2 go routes, basically, right? Mike Thomas runs straight to the end zone. Alvin Kamara runs straight, and he goes nowhere. He just stops. I mean, it's the play design. Mike Thomas could have kept going straight to the end zone. Kamara could have came across the middle of the field and made that a hollow read. We could have at least had a first down right there, man. If we get the turnover, we get a turnover, and we don't do play action on first down. Make a shot at the field goal. At the end zone with 30 yards. You have the 30-yard line. It's simple stuff that we are not doing, man. It's these boys making me, man, want to watch these games like that right here, man. Like this every week, now TJ, I can't take it, man. They're crazy, man. Why we gotta do this out here, man? They're gonna be me every week from now on, bro. I can't, bro. I ain't got nothing else, TJ.
Phil, hey. I think everybody need that laugh today, though. Yeah, man. But
the only positive, man. I'm gonna say, look, we don't talk all negative today, bro. All negative. The only positive, bro, Carl Granderson is doing an amazing job, bro. He is doing an amazing job, bro, and that's all I got, dog.
Hey, man, appreciate it, Phil, man. Hey, call back anytime, man.
Yes, sir. Who that?
Yeah, man. Hey, shouts out to Phil, man. Hey, but he ain't lying about Carl Granderson. I put on X. I tweeted. I said, Carl Granderson is the flower growing in the cow manure. That's how that boy looking out there. Like he's the guy who is sprouting up, making plays consistently, and getting better every single week. And he that flower that's growing out. And the rest of the team looking like ish. Y'all get it. We're gonna go to finish up the phone lines, and I apologize to everybody. We gonna have a live. We'll have a live tomorrow, and if you want to, you can go ahead and chime in. I know some people wanted to come in, but man, it was packed up here, and you only can have so many people in queue. So tomorrow, I'll make sure that I open up the phone lines again for everybody to be able to chime in. Those that didn't get a chance to call today. We're gonna end it with Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, how you doing?
What's going on, TJ?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for chiming in.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. You know, everybody.
You sound like Dennis Allen at the podium, man. God my man sound like Dennis Allen at the podium. Well, you know, I mean, we didn't expect the way that we. No, I'm just joking with you, man. What you got for us, man?
Look,
Thanks for calling in, bud.
I feel like you, TJ, but I've been approaching the season the exact same way. It's kind of like I've just been here, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people was like, you know, we should be excited about Derek Carr and the offense is going to look so much better. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, P. Carmichael, he stayed. Why? He didn't want to be here. Like, that was like
that's the thing. That's the thing, Lone Wolf. That's the thing. Everybody's saying, like, that goes to show you, to me, how pathetic this thing really is the fact that, you know, the girl telling you she don't want you no more, but you still outside the house talking about Stay by Jodeci. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cut the music off. She don't want you no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, go find somebody else. And they could have. Man, I don't get it. It's not like he wanted to step down the middle of the season. You had plenty of time to interview guys that wanted to be here, that would have tackled the challenge, but you decided you want to keep a guy around that didn't want to be here. Like, that's sad, man. Sad.
And TJ, hey, to touch on that analogy, it's even like this, y'all. Let's put it like this. Yeah, the girl. We'll stay with the girl. Now you taking the girl out, and now she looking at other guys, and you like, what you doing? She told you she didn't want to be with you. What did you expect?
Right. Exactly.
She told you what her stand was from the jump. And yeah, you out here pushing the narrative to make sure that everything, you know, like, it's like, what do y'all expect? And then we got Dennis the Menace. Jesus. Oh, man.
That man don't even deserve no nickname. So I people call him by his initials, man. You don't even need to call him that. That man is
I don't know, man. When you said the Sean Payton effect, I've been thinking about that. I'm like, bro, we need to write a book. All of us, we need to come together and just talk about how ridiculous this organization has been ever since Sean Payton decided to leave. Because they've been in shambles. They've been in shambles, and they've been trying to copycat this old, outdated recipe that is just no longer good. And the fans don't even want it. We don't want it. We don't want it.
You see teams doing motion, offensive innovation galore. I'm watching the Chiefs doing triple reverses. You know what I'm saying? Like, and getting positive yards. Meanwhile, the Saints around this thing still trying to run the fumble rooski from 1952. Like, it just don't make any sense, man. But what I said, like, you're going to have to adapt with the times, or, you know, you're going to end up falling off the face of the map. And that's what they're doing right now. Like, them vanilla play calls ain't getting you nowhere, and they won't. Plain and simple.
And you could see that this team is not behind Dennis Allen. I know people are saying, oh, we can see it now. I seen it even before this Patriots game. I was just like, they don't believe in this guy. He's not a player's coach. I hope people understand that. And that's a big, big difference. Like, even with Sean Payton, he was more personable when it came to connecting with players. DA is not like Sean when it comes to that.
Like, that's too not Lone Wolf. Hold your thought. I want you to understand this. There's the difference between like two like players coaches now. There are two types of players coaches. There are player coaches like Dennis Allen who let the inmates run the asylum. Like I say, man, like I like Alvin Kamara. I like how vocal he is, but Alvin Kamara would have never said the things that he said a couple of weeks ago about the offense and him tired of being losing and all that kind of stuff, and talk about offensive. He would never. I don't care how bad things have been. If Sean Payton was the coach, he wouldn't have said it. So you got coaches like that, and then you got coaches that can relate to players by being players coaches and coming down to their level. Rather it's the music, rather it's in a PowerPoint presentation, applying things that players can relate to. Being able to understand the type of players that they are in the middle of games, to be able to discuss certain things with them and how to approach it. There's two different type of player coaches. Dennis Allen is one of those guys. To me, he strikes me as an individual that allows people to run over him, and he's kind of afraid of losing these individuals. So he kind of, reserves what he has to say, or he kind of fluffs it up a little bit. To me, it's not what the Saints need. You need somebody that's confident, not somebody that looked like his mama died at the podium during every press conference that you lose. Like I seen Mike
Absolutely.
Tomlin lose a couple weeks ago, and this man's still up there. You would think that they won the damn game. He looked like he lost his best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that, like, to me, Dennis Allen, this ain't it. Lone Wolf, you got anything else, man?
All I have to say is, man, it's a long season still ahead of us, y'all. So brace yourself. This is not gonna get better anytime soon. I just don't see. Look, if y'all gonna watch it, y'all better brace yourselves. And I'm telling you, don't expect anything. We gotta approach. It's like any given Sunday with the Saints, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. As a diehard Saints fan, I'm looking at every Sunday now as any given Sunday. I don't know what kind of team we gonna show up like as. I'm at that point, y'all. Just hang in there. We don't know what's gonna happen with this organization and the higher ups, but we just gonna have to pray that some voodoo happen to where they just come to their senses and say, you know what, it's time to clean the house. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, hopefully they're willing to do that. But Lone Wolf, thank you so much, man. Call back anytime.
All right, anytime, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you. Yeah, shouts out to Lone Wolf, man. I agree, man. I mean, I've been checked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this team. Of course, I feel good when they win, but as far as like being emotionally invested, like I've been in nah, I don't. Not since I seen that a lot of the mistakes that they make, they're willing to double down on the mistakes. They're not willing to try to change or try to adapt with the times. Like, and basically fans have to threaten to not show up to games. They gotta talk about how trash the team is in order to generate results. All right, Thomas, thank you very much for the $4.99. I think I already read that. And Thomas also said, Group B starting to look like he can't handle no type of pressure at all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, it was indoors. There was no excuse for you to be missing. If you miss a 50-some-odd yard kick, okay, I can roll with you. Okay, I can understand that. But missing the 29-yard field goal, unacceptable. Unacceptable. I don't know what was going on. It had to be like because you missed the first one and you start to like second guess yourself. But let's go ahead and get up out of here, folks. Let me go ahead and read this stat line. I like to go outside and throw the football around with my son before it gets dark. Let me go ahead and read some of these comments, man, so we can get up out of here and enjoy the rest of our day. My wife cooking that pot roast and it's smelling good also. Let's see, 32 of 50, 353 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick for Derek Carr. Taysom Hill had 1 pass for 4 yards, threw it to Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara, 19 carries for 68 yards. A lot of passes ran up the middle like he Earl Campbell or something. No real creativity at all. And one of the most boneheaded plays I was seeing in my entire life. A 4th and 4. You throw the ball down to Alvin Kamara with no blockers in front and 3 Houston Texan defenders like hovering over him. When I seen that game could have ended at that point. Rashid Shaheed, 2 carries for 18 yards. Derek Carr, one carry for 2 yards. Taysom, 1 carry for 2. Chris Olave bouncing back with 7 catches for 96 yards. Rashid Shaheed, 2 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. He had that long 51-yard touchdown catch. Catch that looked like a punt from Derek Carr. Taysom Hill, who was leading all receivers at the beginning of the first half, had 7 catches for 48 yards off 8 targets. Michael Thomas, 5 catches for 45 yards. Alvin Kamara, 7 catches for 36 yards. Foster Moreau, 3 catches for 33. Kendre Miller, 1 catch for 13. Zach Bond fumbled the football and caught an interception. So, he was the hero and the GOAT in 1 fell swoop. Demario Davis, 7 total tackles, 4 solo, had a sack. Marshawn Lattimore had a rough game, but he had 6 tackles, a tackle for loss. I was kind of expecting that, man. It seems like Marshawn Lattimore at times, like when a team doesn't have like a star receiver, a guy that's just wrecking the league, he seems to struggle against guys like that. Pete Warner, 6 tackles. Carl Granderson, 6 tackles, had a sack, 2 tackles for loss. Definitely is the bright spot of this defense. Colin Sanders, 5 tackles. Zach Bond, 5 tackles. Marcus May, who came back for the first time since his suspension, 4 tackles. Nate Shepard, 4. Alante Taylor with 3. Tyrann Mathieu with 3. Isaac Yadam with 2, Cam Jordan with 2, Jordan Howden with 2. Michael Thomas had a tackle. Tells you what you need to know. It was an interception. Nephi Sewell, Paulson Adebo, and Jordan Mims all had 1 tackle. So there you go, Who Dat Nation. Another week, another disappointing loss. A lot of up and down. This elevator that's called the New Orleans Saints will continue to roll. They got a short week. They take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Superdome. Haven't won many games in the Superdome, so we'll see how that goes. All I know is this thing cannot continue to go the way that it's going. Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael should be on borrowed time. And if the organization that is the New Orleans Saints feel like the Saints fans are going to subject themselves to another year of this ineptitude, if they're going to continue to subject themselves to another week of this ineptitude, they're sadly mistaken. And Dennis Allen, he can say stuff like, well, people need to do their jobs, so we need to find somebody else to be able to do it. We not buying that, bro. Okay. You could have easily went out here and found somebody to do it by going get Eric Bieniemy, or you could have went out here and got somebody to do it. Instead, you just basically, when you had Doug Peterson inside of your inside of the facility, you instead of listening to him talk, you were hearing Charlie Brown's teacher talk, right? Because you already made up in your mind that you was gonna go with Dennis Allen. So all of that other stuff was just preliminary, right? Doug Peterson talking to you about how he can make the team better, and all you heard was whoop, 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 whoop. Dennis Allen gonna be our coach. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's all you heard. Didn't even try to listen to what they saying, because you already knew what you was gonna do. Well, because you knew what you was gonna do, here we are. And quite frankly, Who Dat Nation, I'm tired of looking at it. And they tried to fool us last week with a performance against an inept New England Patriot team, but it was only a matter of time before everything just started crashing back down to earth. But there you go, Who Dat Nation. We're 3-3, a 500 team with a 500 coach, well, below 500 coach, and very piss poor coaching. So where do we go from here? We just continue to watch the games. Don't really get too emotionally invested in it. Life is too short. Appreciate the people that you value instead of just sitting around here wasting your time on this sorry team. Like, still root for them because that's the hometown team. I love them. It hurts me to have shows like this. But you got to call a spade a spade. This is not a good football team. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Shouts out to everybody that donated to the show. Shouts out to you. Really do appreciate that. You can check out previous episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Follow me on X at TJAYJones8. Enjoy your Sunday evening. Hope everybody has a good one. Thank you for chiming in. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.